All right, Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, the bonders of my bishops, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom, salutations to the brethren out there, pushing their words, sincerity, and truth throughout the four corners of the earth, delivering the message to the elect out there to run a race of salvation. And shalom to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the true, sincere faith of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, also to the speckled birds, the ones that don't look like your average Negro, Latino, Native American, but the ones that have the spiritual ear of understanding these scriptures and the words that we're speaking, turn them into salvation, flee out temptation, under brother Amon, under the DC Church. Lord will, I can make it through this video, having some storage issues. But yeah, yesterday we went over the hour of temptation, how it's gonna come upon the whole world, and a lot of individuals are gonna freak out because of the flesh and their nervous system, and the amount of stress that they're gonna go through. They're naturally gonna go to a wicked or just a natural way of thinking versus thinking spiritually. So during yesterday's class, where we kept going over is basically the repetitions or or the work that we put in to please Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and see the reward of it, right? So the Lord works with a reward system, just like everything else works with a reward system, right? That's like one of the fastest way to teach a dog, right? So when we do good, we see the good that comes out of it. Of course, the Lord is not about instant gratification, but long suffering, which works peaceable fruits. I'll start off with Revelations first, and then I'll grab that Psalms, because to keep in mind that it will be the scriptures in general, your favorite scriptures, to keep you from falling in the hour of temptation. Knowing that, the Lord, is going to reward you according to your righteousness, and your belief and your faith, right, and the things that you do now. So this is Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? The word patience means to suffer. So when you suffer to keep Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's ways in order to stay in the shadow of the Almighty, to be protected and have that spiritual protection over us. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Yeah, and you know what I just thought about? The children of Israel had this was in the wilderness for 40 years because of their unbelief. And this is what's getting ready to come to the world, that it's gonna try your belief, whether you truly believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And we're gonna have some near-death experiences, but always remember the Lord was always there. It says, the scripture says, be thou faithful unto death, and the Lord shall fight for these. Some of the brothers, will have to be martyrs, which was will be witnesses of understanding that some of us has to go, but the bulk, we're going to be saved because the Lord wants to show his handiwork. So with that being said, grab that Psalms. This is Psalms 18. Oh yeah, and I was thinking to myself that this will be something to stay in remembrance in, as far as like not turning back to wicked acts, right? Let me just read this real quick. This is Psalms 18:17. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. So a lot of our deliverance is going to be, whether it's for spiritual powers or angels or sinkholes, trees falling, car crashes, crazy things. Even people we don't even know is going to save us, right? It says, they prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord Yahweh was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. And that's going to be our safety net, our safety hedge, is that the Lord delights in our work, right? So that's why I put forth good effort, is doing as much as possible now. So you could be saved by your good works, like in 2nd Ezra's, I think the 9th chapter, yeah. It says, The Lord Yahweh rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness, the cleanness of my hands have he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord Yahweh and have not wickedly departed from my power. And that's the main point of this video. Is like we have not turned back towards a wickedly behavior and have not departed from serving Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And you keep that in mind, like I said, the scripture says, fight for the truth unto death. And the Lord shall fight for thee. So we know this is a spiritual fight, so by getting cleansed by these words and going through the works, and growing through it, because we don't let our trials and tribulations make us, right? Or, that's who we believe that we are. We believe we're way more than what, people perceive us as. Because the scriptures talk about how some people consider us to die, right? We're dying in the sight of the eyes of man. But we're living. I said to truly live, you have to serve Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, and that strive for and be, sometimes there'll be days you're tired, you don't feel like doing nothing. But sometimes them days be on camp, but you just like, shit, I don't feel the best. But soon, you make your way to camp, you start feeling better. It's like it's a super spiritual thing. Yeah, so that's why it's good to fear the Lord. I kind of wanted to see where I wanted to go to next, because I thought about this too. It's great. He said it's greatly to be feared, right? Something like that. Psalms 80, 89. Dang. I just thought up a verse. It says, "For who in the heavens can be compared unto the Lord Yahweh? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto the Lord? The Most High, or Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him." See, and that's the thing, man. But he's greatly to be feared, because he could turn your life upside down and delete you, because you turn back to the wicked part, departing wickedly, and then just like I said, departed wickedly. A lot of dudes, when they depart, they got to talk shit and, think negative about brothers. And that's one of the hardest fights, man. Oh, like the negative thoughts and the actions you want to take as far as when when the flesh is talking to you. And a lot of times it'd be that, like the brother Shamashawan, he was going into, is just knowing that the Lord is going to send us help. He's going to deliver us because of our good works, and our faith, which should be heightened in these end times, because knowing that these miracles will happen in front of our face. And it's just like, man, the Lord I realize you got to talk to the flesh, man, because the flesh is demonic. And then that's one of the things we fight, is those bad thoughts, And it's just like, when you get your reps in, it's not as hard to fight those thoughts. That you got one thing about this flesh. You understand, you can't unlearn certain things, but you could replace it, So a big part of this truth is replacing what you know and replace it with good. And one of the goods is reading, doing Hebrew videos. Told myself I gotta, I wrote down some Hebrew a while ago, but I never did a video on it. And I'm just like, I constantly have to go over there, because one of the things we won't have is the scriptures in these end times, but it's going to be written inside us, right? We will be able to quote things and comfort and heal. And I said one of the big things too is knowing that Hebrew, Rapah the Pash Nawa, Rapah Hill, Rapah the Pash, my soul, our souls, Nawa is plural. So, and a lot of times, man, we live in this world to where they're constantly wearing out the saints, be it this traffic, the pollution, demons attacking us because we're on a path of righteousness, and the demons want to steer us off the course. We know to stay on the course because the Lord is greatly to be feared, right? Let me get that second Lazarus because I'm thinking about it. It's being saved by your good works. The second Lazarus 9:1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the size pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. We understand. Oh yeah, because I got to keep reading because it talks about the good works. I think in 9. Yeah, and then a lot of people going to be in pitiful case. That's how I just read some of that down there. But I'm just trying to find where it says. I thought it was 9. Yeah, but give me 1 second. But yeah, just going into pitiful case. And a lot of people won't be able to suffer that, and they're gonna constantly think about the worldly things. Just how like Lot's wife, when she turned into a pillar of salt because she was thinking about all the pleasures of the world, saved by. Slocky. Second Lazarus. But that's what does that say? Handiwork. It says this is Ephesians 2:10. It says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Hamashiach Yahushua to do good works, which the Most High prepared advance for us to do." Yeah, and he's preparing us what to do good works, because a lot of us will receive. Like I will only think or imagine it that we'll have to get to spiritual powers in order to survive, or the angels will have to have to be involved to save us, because that's how bad it's going to be hard to find it. Dang. This is the life receive benefits. Let me do it like this. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think because I don't got my scriptures left in the car. This sucks though. I hate when this happens. I know where it's at. I was just 97. Dang, yo. Yeah, second Ezra 9:7. It says, let me go back up. It says, "For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works." Right? So that's why he's greatly to be feared, because we want to be a part of those good works, those wonderful, powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. And that's the thing. We constantly want to believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai via to be saved by your good works. I want to see what the GNT says. that's why it's good to constantly go over these things, because we see that when we're rewarded for our righteous works, we see that it's joyful, man, and we understand that we kind of want to go through the sufferings and be patient in our sufferings, because that's something more we like. It says the scriptures talk about give your heart's desires. We desire more faith, more wisdom, more knowledge and understanding. It says, what was that, 9? 7. It says some people will escape destruction and be saved by their good works or by their faith. All of them will survive the dangers I have described and will enjoy the salvation provided in the land that I have set apart from the eternal as my own. But that's age. That was good. Hey, he's gonna save us. We just have to keep believing, and we see that this flesh can't. Don't let it conquer you, because it's a motherfucker, man. All the desires that we have, more women, more money, more time, more free time, and things of that nature. But I understand that. Once again, I have to go back over it. I just thought it was super important that I did this video, because I kept thinking about it. Right, and I watched one brother's video. He was just talking about something that he learned in his truth. It's just being, I forget what he exactly said, but I understand this part. This is not the part. What it says? It's 21. Psalms 18:21. For I have kept the ways of the Lord Yahweh and have not wickedly departed from my power. So we understand that things are going to get intense, but we know not to depart. Because the only way you to be saved is not to depart. So I hope and pray you was comforted and edified. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honor to my bishops, apostles, and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom to the brothers out there. Shalom.